So last week, I made a video on the Bollywood remake of Fight Club.
Welcome to Fight Club.
Welcome to Fight Club.
And you guys wanted me to make another video. But the thing is, I only watch one Bollywood movie a year at family gatherings. So I wouldn't even know where to begin to find what to watch. Weird Bollywood adaptations. The 5 weirdest Bollywood remakes. Yeah, this'll do. No fucking way. Not Hannibal Lecter. I even gave him a shout out in my last video. Like Hannibal Lecter and shit. How would they even start this? Surely not the exact same way of Agent Starling running around and then being called into the FBI Academy. Well, at least she's more patriotic. Bollywood Silence of the Lambs starts the same way, with Agent Starling being called in to meet the head of behavioral sciences.
You looking for Crawford?
Yes, sir.
Well, he should be back in a couple minutes. Why don't you wait in his office?
Now, in the original Silence of the Lambs, when Agent Starling gets called in to see Jack Crawford, she only sees the aftermath of Buffalo Bill's victims. But we don't know anything about Buffalo Bill because that's the whole point of the movie, to find out who Buffalo Bill is. This version, she walks in and there's just a huge photo of Bollywood Buffalo Bill on the wall. And if that wasn't enough, they cut to a photo of him in the newspaper. You know, it's kinda hard to commit a fucking crime when the whole country already knows what you look like. Bollywood Jack Crawford comes in and he's like, Agent Starling, so tell me, why do you want to work for me in behavioral sciences? And she's like,
I hate crime.
he's like, fair enough, good answer. You see that man on the wall? Well, he's running around killing little kids. As if Buffalo Bill wasn't already terrifying enough. Bollywood just had to go and make him a fucking child murderer as well, just to add the little extra spice on top. Bollywood Jack Crawford is like, catching this child murderer will be an impossible task, which is why I want you to go to this maximum security prison in Mumbai and meet Professor Verma. Even behind bars, he somehow has more information on the crime world than we do. I want you to go and speak to him. She's like,
I hate crime.
so yep, this sounds like a great idea. On his way out, some random dude comes up to Jack Crawford and says, yo, what the fuck, why are you sending some random trainee girl to talk to our most notorious criminal? And he's like, bro, have you not seen Silence of the Lambs? Trust me, this is all gonna work out. Cut to Bollywood Jodie Foster kissing her grandma goodbye. She's like, bye grandma, I'm off to a maximum security prison. And her grandma is like, take care and remember, don't be afraid. Which is easy for grandma to say since she's easily the most terrifying character in the movie so far. Then she's like, come on, who's my little Lion King? And she's like, me grandma, I'm your little Lion King. She's like, good, now give me a roar. The roar is so good they emotionally hug it out. What the actual fuck is going on? We haven't even met Hannibal Lecter yet, and this grandma is the one that needs to be in maximum security prison. On the train to Baltimore, she starts reading the life and times of Bollywood Hannibal Lecter, and it states how he hates the police because, despite him helping them on multiple cases, they ended up arresting him. Gee, I wonder why the police arrested him.
I think I'll eat your heart.
She arrives at the police station and the music is cheery. Why is the music cheery? You're about to meet a fucking serial killer. She opens the gate and at this point I'm on the edge of my seat. Hannibal Lecter's introduction is one of the most iconic horror movie scenes of all time.
Good morning.
What is Bollywood Lecter even gonna look like? Surely they're not going to include the scene where the dude jerks off in his hand and throws his jizz at Jodie Foster.
Look at the blood! Gotcha!
She goes to open the gate, but she hears a voice. Turns out someone smuggled a fucking PS2 and a copy of SingStar. Meanwhile, this dude's just smoking a joint in his maximum security prison cell. Meanwhile, Samuel L. Jackson just stares her down as she walks past. She goes down some stairs and opens another gate, and we see 5 more fucking gates. What is this, a maze? She turns up the brightness, she drops this open prison. Luckily, no one's around except this guy, but good thing he's friendly. She arrives at Lecter's cell, and it's finally revealed he's the one singing the song. He jerks off his prison pole. Agent Starling is kinda turned on. Lecter's like, I can't look at you right now, otherwise I won't be able to read the words on SingStar. Finally, she pulls out her badge. Lecter's like, oh my god guys, it's a grill. Lecter's face is finally revealed and, are you serious? This guy. Hannibal is supposed to be a mastermind cannibal, not a fucking pedophile. He asks,
What do you think?
she's like, shave it off, bro, it doesn't look good. He takes the mustache criticism to heart. He's like, come here, bitch. She's like, I'm not scared of you. I'm grandma's little lion king. He's like, lion, are you a...
Punjabi girl?
He psychoanalyzes her. She's like, appreciate the free therapy session, but what do you know about Buffalo Bill? Lecter's like, the Hollywood one or the Bollywood one? She's like, Bollywood one, of course. And he's like, the Bollywood one. Well, I know he kills little kids. She's like, according to our police reports, oops. He's like, go on, pick that shit up. Bitch, my papers now. He reads her name and gets very angry. He proceeds to quiz her.
India की population कितनी है?
96 crore.
गलत.
Next question.
What is the net income of India?
She's like, fuck, I don't know. I haven't done economics since year 12. He's like...
Pay attention. Get up.
He then goes on a huge rant about why communism doesn't work and the implications of living in a post-Marxist society.
13,600 साल का, यानी कि 1,133 रुपए महीने का, और ये 1,133 रुपए महीना भी हर इंसान के नसीब में नहीं होता. नीचे, नीचे, नीचे.
She's like, chill out, you fucking psycho. The Soviet Union collapsed in 91 and the Cold War ended. How long have you been in this prison cell for? And he's like, so you're not an agent of Stalin? She's like, it's Agent Starling. For fuck's sake, just help me catch this serial killer. And then Bollywood Hannibal redelivers the famous Lecter line.
Quid pro quo. I tell you things, you tell me things.
You want to do business. Give and take.
She's like, yeah, sure. And he's like...
कहने पे आप अपने कपड़े उतार सकती हैं?
She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, let's see. I'm a mentally insane person stuck in a maximum security asylum. She's like, yeah, right, fair enough. And then it happens.
Look at the blood!
Come back! Agent Starling! Agent Starling! How would not have had that happen to you? Discourtesy is unspeakably ugly to me.
Rashid! Rashid! छोड़ उसे! मैं तेरा खून पीता हूँ रशीद! छोड़!
तुम्हारे पास आ जाएगा. जाओ, जाओ.
And even though he is crazy, go now!
She runs outside and sulks for a bit, goes home to find a new death metal band has moved in next door, but it's a good thing they're nice people.
For any help, any favor, just call us. We are there.
Thank you.
She gets a call from Jack Crawford and he's like, so, how was it? She's like, it was all good. He's like, no one threw any jizz at you? She's like,
No, sir, nothing to worry about.
he's like, fuck, you're lucky. And the actual Silence of the Lambs that actually happened. She's like,
Oh my god.
So be careful. All the best.
she's like, I don't want to get jerked on. Hannibal's like, hi, I'm out of prison. She's like, what the fuck, really? He's like, lol, no. Later that night, she has a wet dream about Hannibal jerking his pole. The dream soon turns into a nightmare where young Agent Starling catches her older brother sneaking out at night. He's like, why the fuck are you up? Go play Fortnite. She's like, nah. He's like, please go away. She's like, nah. Boom. Dad is awake. Hey son, where the fuck are you going at 3 a.m? He's like, I have a meeting. Oh yeah, sounds legit. What's that you got behind your back? Snapped. Everyone's afraid. He's like, I'm gonna commit a fucking massacre, Dad. Dad's like, son, you're not white. Chill the fuck out. He's like, fuck you, Dad. I can still commit a massacre. And that's how she remembers 7-Eleven going down. No sleeping after that lucid nightmare, so she phones back home to see what's cooking. Dude's like, yeah, everything's fine. She's like, hang on, my next door neighbors are making some noise. She's like, the devil went down to India. I love this song. The next day she's out jogging and runs into Hannibal Lecter. He's like, lol, wanna kiss? She's like, yeah, you seem like a great boy to take home to the family. Plot twist, it was just a dream. This kid shows up and he's like, Hannibal sent me. She's like, oh, why didn't you say so? I've been having wet dreams about him all day. Kid's like, go to this dodgy marketplace tomorrow and you might find what you've been looking for. She's like, cool. Plot twist, the kid doesn't have legs, but he's got some sick wheels. What he lacks in legs, he makes up for in manners.
Thank you.
Okay, timeout. She's a fucking FBI agent, and she's not even gonna try and interrogate this boy on how Hannibal contacted her from a fucking mental asylum. Why is she even okay with this? She turns up to the dodgy marketplace at this Kool-Aid man's house. He's like, fuck, I love Kool-Aid. She's like, that does look rather tasty. My Kool-Aid. She's like, sure. Can you tell me where I can find Buffalo Bill? He's like, my mate saw him last week. She's like, no way. Why the fuck didn't you guys call the cops? He fucking murders children. He's like, it conflicts with our work ethics. You see, we run a small business of child slavery. She's like, what the fuck? He's like, we only make them big at...
Railway station, bus stand, और एयरपोर्ट पे इसके बच्चे काम पे जाते हैं.
It's not slavery, it's just unpaid work. She's like, that's messed up. Anyway, back to Buffalo Bill. Where did you last see him? Dude's like, he tried to buy one of my kids and I told him to fuck off. She's like, why? Then this guy goes on the most morally questionable rant on why selling children is bad.
ये सब बच्चा लोग हैं ना, हमारा जिगर का टुकड़ा होना, हमारा जिगर का टुकड़ा. हम इनसे भीख मंगवा के इनका और अपना पेट भरता जी. इनको बेचता नहीं.
She's like, right, so what did you do when you refused him? He's like, oh, he offered me more money, so I said, yeah, it's a deal. But now I feel guilty about selling a kid, which is why I'm telling you. Tomorrow morning he's gonna come to pick up the kid, so it's up to you to save him now. No pressure. Cut to tomorrow morning, and once again, I'm on the edge of my seat. Buffalo Bill was an iconic villain. How could Bollywood Buffalo Bill top this?
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
We see Buffalo Bill walk to the camera, Agent Starling is in position and so are the child slavers. Buffalo Bill finally speaks.
Namaste.
He's like, oh, aren't you a sweet child? Yep, he'll do. Do you have Apple Pay or am I going to have to buy this kid in cash? He's like, cash please. She's like, cool, here you go. And he's like, hang on, you said more money yesterday. This kid turns into an auction. Buffalo Bill's like, 200, nope. 300, nope. 500, nope. Buffalo Bill's like, greedy cunt. The kid's like, I thought you said Angelina Jolie was here to adopt me. This isn't Angelina Jolie. Child slaver man is like, yeah, sorry, I kind of sold you to a psychotic man. Man, use the correct pronouns, cunt. Buffalo Bill grabs the kid and makes a run for it, and the battle begins. The second child slaver is like, fuck, can we not make this a 3-hour movie? And just shoots Buffalo Bill. The end. Psych. Agent Starling goes for the gun. She tries to shoot him but misses. This kid's like, this is the worst adoption day ever. Buffalo Bill hides by blending in with the buffaloes. He only has enough PP to use one more move. How in the world is he going to clutch this with only confusion? Okay, I think I'm genuinely more terrified of Bollywood Buffalo Bill than the original. Well, I know who's going to be in my nightmares for the remainder of the week. Following that, we have some Buffalo Bill character development, since we don't know what his motives are other than kidnapping kids. He tries to crack a coconut with his head, but it doesn't really work out. He's like, sorry, I failed you. No clue who he's talking to. Cut to child slaver dude chilling, pretending nothing happened. Buffalo Bill shows up and he's like, he's basically like, because of you, I now don't have a child to sacrifice to Kali Ma, and then executes him. Why is it always Kali Ma?
Kali Ma protects us. We are her children.
Bro, give fucking Kali Ma a break. You don't want your human sacrifices. First you turned her into Symmetra, now this. Cut to Agent Starling walking home like, man, what a fucked up day. It surely cannot get worse than this. Next day at the asylum, she's like, yo, Buffalo Bill is batshit crazy, please help. Hannibal is like,
I don't like you.
She's like, come on, bruv, I need some help. He's like, quid pro quo, remember? Tell me your darkest secret. She's like, I'm scared of the dark. He's like, why? She's like, he's like... She's like, a long time ago, let me explain. Cut to the flashback of the dude coming home from committing a massacre. He's like, see dad, I told you I'd do it. His dad's like, you absolute gnarly cunt, what the fuck have you done? The police show up and the dad's like, no officer, no one here. The red on the walls is just paint. I'm a painter, you see. Cops like, yeah, nice try. They capture her brother and they execute him on the spot. Okay, time out again. I know in the original, Jodie Foster just describes trying to save the lambs from being slaughtered, and we're like, oh yeah, that's pretty fucked up. In this Bollywood remake, Jodie Foster literally witnessed her brother get executed as a 5-year-old. They really cranked this shit up to 100. Even Hannibal is like, damn, that's really fucked up. Anything else? She's like, well, after that execution, my dad went into his bedroom and killed himself. Hannibal's like, yeah, nah, no more questions. Here's your suitcase. Please never visit me again and check yourself into permanent therapy. Agent Starling leaves and Hannibal goes back to writing mean things in his burn book.
I don't like you. I hate you, Reed. I hate you.
Meanwhile, Agent Starling visits the local police station and is like, hey, do you guys have any additional records on Buffalo Bill? The dude's like, the child murderer. Yep, we have his acting reel from when he auditioned for Dancing with the Stars. Have fun. She chucks it in and...
Om Mem Lim Glim Tam Nai Vijay. Om Mem Lim Glim Tam Nai Vijay.
I actually can't. This dude is literally the best thing about this movie.
Om Mem Lim Glim Tam Nai Vijay.
Cut to Buffalo Bill looking for his next victim. He's like, hiya kids, look at me, just a friendly dinosaur. This lady's like, yep, looks legit. Hands him a kid. Buffalo Bill's like, thank you. Cut to Agent Starling showing up to the office. Jack Crawford is like, yo, Buffalo Bill just kidnapped the senator's daughter. Everyone's like, oh my god, not the senator's daughter.
Daughter of Senator Ruth Martin, listed first as a missing person, is now believed to have been kidnapped by the serial killer known only as Buffalo Bill.
Meanwhile, Buffalo Bill's trying to smuggle the kid out of Mumbai. He's like, hey Rumi, don't mind me, just a normal friendly dad with my normal son. Nothing to see here. His roommate's like, yeah, seems legit. You know who doesn't think it's legit? Wheelie Boy. That's right, he's back and he's wheeling his little heart out. Too bad he can't keep up with the train though. Back at the asylum, Agent Starling is like, it's my fault. If only I dodged his confusion ray, Buffalo Bill would be dead and the senator's kid would never have gotten kidnapped. Hannibal's like, yeah, whatever. Have you seen a therapist about that double homicide/suicide in your family? She's like, let's not talk about me, let's talk about you. If you help me catch Buffalo Bill, I can transfer you to a prison where you can
walk on the beach. You may swim in the ocean for up to 1 hour under SWAT team surveillance, of course. And there you have it.
Bollywood Hannibal is like,
You are a very smart girl.
it's a fucking deal. Meanwhile, Buffalo Bill successfully smuggled the kid out of Mumbai. He's like, fuck, where did I put that kid again? That's right, behind this pile of leaves. Back to Hannibal at the asylum and he's being transferred since he decided to help. They reenact that famous scene from Silence of the Lambs together.
Dr. Lecter, I brought an affidavit guaranteeing your new rights.
Don't teach me law. I know law like the back of my hand.
Tell me, Senator, did you nurse Catherine yourself?
Hey, mister. मैं यहाँ पर तुम्हारी बकवास सुनने के लिए नहीं आया.
Toughened your nipples, didn't it?
Look at this fellow. He's just going on and on.
Son of a bitch.
Needless to say, the deal is off. Evil cop starts torturing Hannibal. Hannibal's like, I'll only speak with Agent Starling. The police officer continues to beat the shit out of him, but he drops his pen. Meanwhile, one of Hannibal's goons is like, hey, Agent Starling, Hannibal's being held in there. She sneaks in. Hannibal's like,
people will say we're in love.
He spells it out for us.
L-O-V-E.
Torturing police dude is like, hey, what the fuck are you doing here? He drags her out. Hannibal's like, don't cockblock me, bro. She's like, tell me where Buffalo Bill is, Professor. He gives her a clue. Later that night, and I'm on the edge of my seat again, for the third time. Third time is a fucking charm. The police officers going to feed Hannibal and his escape are the best scenes of the original Silence of the Lambs movie. So surely, they can't fuck this up.
अरे सिंगे दाल में तड़का डालना तो
Jimmy, watch it. He's got
Put your hands on your head. One of the leg.
जो जिंदा चाहिए.
pressure is 130 over 90. Yeah, it's running, and the patient is on 10 liters of oxygen.
Moving on, Buffalo Bill reveals he has a foot fetish. He starts his creative process. Child slavers take Agent Starling to meet Hannibal. He's like, Hannibal wrote this love letter, but unfortunately it wasn't for me, it's for you. She's like, aw, take me to him. She arrives at Hannibal's man cave. He's like, I like you, do you like me? She's like, I like you too. This has to be the weirdest love story of all time. Can you imagine them 20 years from now trying to explain how they met? So, where'd you guys meet? We met at the maximum security mental asylum. By the way, what I was trying to tell you before was that Buffalo Bill only kills during eclipses. She's like, damn, what an original serial killer. Hannibal's like, come on, we don't have much time. The next eclipse is tomorrow, and I know where Buffalo Bill is. They step on the gas. Meanwhile, Buffalo Bill is like, today's the big day, guys. He realizes the police is onto him. The chase begins, but there's too many of them. He pulls out his signature move. How is this dude, who's a serial killer and should definitely be shot on sight, keep getting away with that? He fucking stands still for the cops and they're like, oh my god, this sonic boom is just too much. Buffalo Bill ends up isolating the main cop and shanks him in a dark alley. He then channels this dude from Survivor. Hannibal and Agent Starling arrive at the scene. They bump into each other. Buffalo Bill gaps it. They follow him into the cave and they end up on the set of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Agent Starling is like, yo, leave the kid alone, you sick fuck. Buffalo Bill's like, fuck you, he's already a dinner reservation for Kali Ma. They realize 2 hours into the movie that child murderers can't be reasoned with. They go on the offensive, the eclipse hits, but just in the nick of time, Hannibal comes in with a dynamic entry. They start duking it out. Agent Starling saves the kid. Buffalo Bill bites Hannibal in the tit. Hannibal gives him a head scratch. Buffalo Bill pushes him away and chases Starling. She backhands him. Since he's pushed to the limit, he has no choice but to use his signature move. Psych, it doesn't work this time. He's like, fuck this, climbs over and shanks her. What the fuck is that? He tries to bash this kid, but Hannibal steps in and smashes his head on a coconut, and he's like, thanks mate, I was trying to open that coconut earlier. Meanwhile, Agent Starling is like, don't worry Georgie, you'll float too, and drops the kid down the drain. Off to Pennywise he goes. She feels instantly guilty, so she goes and gets him. No hard feelings, bud. Meanwhile, turns out the 1v1 ended. Hannibal lost. Buffalo Bill goes in for the charge, but then boom, Hannibal sacrifices himself and hits Buffalo Bill with the Uno reversal card. Buffalo Bill dies since he forgot to buy revives at the Pokemart. Hannibal's dying in Agent Starling's arms, but they look at each other in the eyes for too long and both end up zoning out to Switzerland. She kisses him as he dies and he's like, come on, one more. He doesn't get another kiss and dies from premature ejaculation. Cut to Agent Starling receiving awards for taking down Buffalo Bill. Jack Crawford is there and he's like, I told you cunts this would all work out. She looks out into the clouds and thinks, if only my love Hannibal Lecter was here, still watching over me. And he's like, I am babes, I'll always be here for you. And she's like, look, I got a medal. And he's like, wow, good job sweetie. The end. Okay, I don't care what anyone says, Bollywood Buffalo Bill was the fucking star of this movie. I hope this dude won like the Indian Oscar for this or whatever.
The best performance in a villainous role.
Asutosh Rana. All the best, Asutosh Rana.
Fair enough.